Starting off this hour's Texas, Ashley's calling. Hey, Ashley, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question. I'm wanting to make sure that I'm on the right track and I'm following the Financial Peace University with your advice.
Okay.
With my husband and I. We're going to purchase, I'm on the plan to purchase a home, cash.
Okay.
Paying off debt, of course, at first. And I want to make sure that I'm still should be contributing to the 401k percentage of at least 1%. And wanting to know if 7 years is too long to be saving cash for that house.
Close. Generally, I get nervous after 3, so 7 starts to make me real nervous. I guess the younger you are, the more sense that would make. If you're 50 and you're going to wait 7 years to start saving for retirement, that scares me. If you're 20, it doesn't scare me as much. Do you understand?
Yes.
So how old are you?
2 of those years we're paying, I'm 32 and my husband's 36, and 2 of those years we're paying off $100,000 worth of debt on the next 2 years.
Oh, so 2 of the 7 is not, is baby step 2, not baby steps 3. Okay. Well, all right. That helps because basically what we're talking about is we tell folks get out of debt, baby step 2, 1 and 2, build your emergency fund, baby step 3, then start saving 15% at baby step 4. Before people get to baby step 4, sometimes they pause there and save up for a down payment or even go as far as you're going and save up and pay cash. We call that baby step 3B. We try for that not to be much longer than 3 years in most cases, depending on the situation. So, 5 years is what you're saying from the point you have your emergency fund in place until you have enough saved to pay cash. How much are you saving for the house?
$200,000.
And where do you live? In Texas?
Houston, Texas.
Okay. I guess it would depend on the neighborhood in Houston, Texas. All right. What goes through my mind? That's okay if you want to do that, as long as you stay with it. And then when you buy your home, you're immediately at baby step 7. And so you start loading up your investments from 40 years old and on. It's not 15% anymore. It's everything's maxed out because you don't even have a house payment. So if you do your plan, that's what I would do. An interim step you could do, there's 2 possible interim steps. I don't borrow money, as you've heard, and obviously that's what you're trying to do is to pay cash for a house. So an interim step would be to buy a house, a smaller house earlier, and then trade up 3 years later.
Perfect. Okay.
With cash, you could do that, or a nice little condo or something. Just get something where you've got. If you paid cash for a $125,000 condo, and then 3 years later you moved up to a $200,000 or $250,000 house with cash, that's probably going to get you to your plan faster. By the way, because you don't have any house payments.
Perfect. And you wouldn't suggest a 15-year mortgage in the interim?
Well, that's the other option. I don't borrow money, but I don't yell at people, as you know, for taking out a 15-year fixed where the payment is no more than a fourth of your take-home pay. And so mathematically, philosophically, I don't borrow money, so that's not an option for me. Mathematically, if you can save up and pay cash for a house in $200,000 in 5 years, you could pay off a mortgage of that in 5 years.
Okay.
If you can save it, you could pay it off. And so if you put down a big down payment on a nice 15-year fixed and then you hammered it and it was paid off at exactly the same time you would have paid cash, but all during that time you owned the house, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't put your picture in the stupid column. You know, that fits with what we teach. But it's the only thing. I'm so freaking boring because I'm so consistent. 100% of the time, I do what I tell you to do. Or I have done it, one of the two, or I am willing to have done it, or that kind of a thing. So, but the only exception to that is I don't borrow money for anything ever, under any circumstances. There is not anything that's ever going to get me back involved with some butt banker. I can't stand them. I don't want anything to do with them. They took everything. They take everything. Their buildings are huge and your houses are small. I'm tired of them. I don't want any debt. And so, if you guys want to go into debt on a mortgage, I don't yell at you for that. But I'm going to make fun of you if you lease your car. I'm going to call you stupid if you're using a credit card. I mean, I'm going to, it's not But the one thing I'll give you a little slack on is a mortgage, but then turn around and put it on 15 year and turn around and get it paid off in 7. And the average total money makeover follower, Financial Peace University graduate that plays through and actually does the stuff, is paying off their home in 7.2 years. The average millionaire in America, the 10,000 millionaires that we studied, pays off their home in 10.3 years. That's the average nationally. So a paid off home is an indicator that you're heading towards wealth. And the formula is real simple. Just stick a house payment into an investment calculator and see what it becomes after 25 years in your Roth IRA and mutual funds. Millions and millions of dollars. Ta-da! Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. So that's where all that comes from. So good discussion, Ashley. Good discussion. Thank you for bringing up the question and the clarifications on how to do things. And guys, here's the thing. What you need to grasp about what we're teaching around here is always why we say to do something. You know, we're not a cult leader. You don't blindly follow what we teach. You need to understand why I'm saying to do this, and you go, yes, that is the truth, that makes sense, so I'm going to do it. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good.